Worcester College, Oxford. Its roots lie, like the majority of Oxbridge colleges, in the Christian faith. Its forerunner was founded by monks, but the people in charge of these venerable institutions appear not to feel a sense of obligation to their founders, which is why we learn today that Worcester College, Oxford, has apologised to its students for committing a cardinal sin in our post-Christian society by hosting a Christian conference. The conference, it was organised by the Wilberforce Academy, has been held at either Oxford or Cambridge for the past 11 years. But even though the conference was held in the summer, when students weren't even there, the college has said sorry to those students for taking the Christians' money and has vowed to use any profits from allowing the conference to happen on its empty premises to, quote, diversity initiatives. It's apologised to students for any distress caused. Well, the college has recently appointed a new boss, former chairman of the Equality and Human Rights Commission, David Isaac, and according to the Daily Telegraph, he personally ordered an investigation into the conference after receiving a complaint from the president of the Students' Union. Well, joining me now is Tim Dieppe from Christian Concern. Tim, thanks ever so much for coming in.
Thank you.
What was the president of the Students' Union felt that here was a Christian organisation which was homophobic, it was transphobic, it was not an institute, it was not an event that the university should be supporting in any way.
Right, so this is a Christian conference. We really enjoyed it. We had a great time at Worcester College. We had no complaints from any of the staff or anybody while we were there. We loved the place, we loved the staff. Staff said, please, hope you can come back. We said, yeah, we'd love to come back. And then sometime afterwards, a student finds out that we've been there, a student who wasn't even at the event, doesn't know what we said at the event, and complains about us being there, somehow being a distress or a disturbance to them. And astonishingly, the provost, who was previously the chair of the Equality and Human Rights Commission, previously stood up for free speech, said universities should not ban groups on the basis of what they believe or what they say, should host events from all different groups of people. Suddenly, when he's in charge, oh dear, we need to apologise about hosting a Christian event in this college and donate the charity money to charity and, you know, hope to never do that again. So we were very surprised and very shocked and wonder what this means for free speech when people who complain about an event they weren't even at can have such success and such an effect.
This is one of the central questions of our age, isn't it? I remember going back 20 years, being in Strasbourg and doing a story about an Italian minister called Rocco Buttiglione, who was a practicing Roman Catholic, and he was also Italy's pick for the position of Home Affairs Commissioner at the European Commission. He eventually didn't get the job because he was asked about homosexuality, and he said, look, my religion commands that I view homosexuality, and indeed sex outside of marriage, as a sin.
Well, we had the same thing with Tim Farron here, didn't we, as leader of the Lib Dems a couple of years ago, and he was forced to resign as leader of the Lib Dem party after being pressured on exactly that question, and in conscience then changing his mind and saying, yes, I do think it's a sin. People should be allowed to say what they think, and it shouldn't be sort of a bar to a profession or a bar to hosting an event or a bar to being leader of a Liberal Democrat or any other political party.
We also believe, don't we, that people have a right which they can exercise over who they decide to invite into their home or onto their property.
Yes.
Here's an institution, it's autonomous to a great degree from government. They have decided, they've got a hierarchy, David Isaac's at the top of it, he has decided he don't want you.
Yes, so, but having said previously that universities should be bastions of free speech and should host people they disagree with and have people from different viewpoints and not try and censor. And universities need to be places of debate and discussion which don't censor particular views. Hear all the views, let's debate them, let's discuss them, let's have this debate. We're not afraid of the debate, we're up for having it. You know, but why is the university trying to censor and say we can't host events from certain groups or people with certain views that the students aren't going to like? Poor students, they weren't even there. Tim, so why are they upset about it?
Can we just drill a little bit into what actually happened in the week that you were there? Was anything said, there was a module, I'm told, called, I read, on the nature, in quotes, the nature of Islam.
Yes.
Which was considered to be objectionable, at least
by people who didn't hear it.
Right,
yes.
Right. I mean, it worries me. I mean, I've got a real problem with even the word Islamophobia. I think that we need to be able to ventilate and interrogate belief systems.
Yes.
I have no problem with anti-Muslim belief, but I look at a debate on the nature of Islam, the very wording, the nature of Islam.
Yes.
We ought to be able to interrogate proselytising religions.
Absolutely.
What was going on there?
Yes, so we were looking at what the Quran says about various things and going into a debate about how to discuss what Muslims actually teach and what Muhammad taught and the history of Islam and all of that kind of stuff. This is about Islam. There's another session about Muslims and dialoguing with Muslims and how we might persuade Muslims that they're better be following Jesus rather than Muhammad.
Just as Muslims would say, we're
exactly,
a
yes.
religion, we want to come
quite, and they do, and that's their right, and so they should be free to do that. And if a Muslim wants to organise an event on the nature of Christianity, great. You know, they should be allowed to do that as well. Why is anybody objecting to a discussion about the nature of Islam? Are they afraid of what we might find or discuss
Well,
about
it's not Muslims who are saying this.
No.
It's the college. I mean, is there anything the college found particularly objectionable? Was it something that was happening?
Listen, the college has not complained to us, right? We've not heard from the college. All we've heard is second-hand that students complained that we hosted this event, students who were not there.
So you don't even know whether you can rebook next year?
No, we don't. We'd like to, but, you know, as far as we're concerned, you know, we'd like to go back there again, and the staff said, yes, please come when we're there. But when we'd love to go back there, and the question is that are we now banned from going there by people who weren't even at the event?
These things are always, it seems to me, come back to the lawyers. I was just talking to the chap who was sitting where you are, our Home Security Editor, Mark White, and there is people with strong feelings, in this case about Insulate Britain, and eventually the remedy is a legal one. You have got a legal remedy, surely, in the form of the protected characteristics afforded to Christians and other believers under the Equalities Act 2010.
We would, right? Yes. And also the new Higher Education Free Speech Bill, which would actually mandate universities not to discriminate on the basis of what views in terms of the events they hold. And maybe this shows, I think, the need for a law like that to robustly protect free speech from, you know, people who complain about things they just don't even want somebody else to hear, let alone themselves not having heard it.
Meditate, if you would, Tim, finally, before you go, on the irony. It's not hypocritical, but it's ironic, it seems to me. It will seem to some other people that Oxbridge, founded as it was on deep Christian principles,
yes,
is a long way now from them.
Well, it is, and it's very disappointing and quite, you know, a shock to see. And I think Worcester still has in its charitable aims promotion of religion. And David Isaac has spoken about the role of faith, the important role of faith. And suddenly, a Christian group is persona non grata and not welcome at the college, not having even heard what we said and what we discussed there.
Tim Dieppe from Christian Concern. Appreciate you coming in, Tim.
Thank you very much. Thank you.